The US system is different to previous empires, where you'd have a formal garrison of troops.
This one's informal.
Yes, it's informal, and what is often called open door empire, i.e. if you open yourself up to investment, to our products, and basically trade on our terms, everything on our terms, and economic penetration, you're fine. If you aren't, and you start doing things that we don't like, or you put up tariffs and try and protect your own industries, or use the resources of your country for your own people rather than transnational corporations, we'll take you out. Effectively, that's how it works. They wouldn't say that, obviously, and there's many ways they can do that. One is subversion by intelligence agencies, which is a favorite. Like the CIA will go in and do an information campaign. They'll start planting articles in newspapers. They'll start presenting people as, they can do whatever they want. I mean, an example of that is Mossadegh in Iran in 1953. There was a whole campaign. But if that does, and that worked in Iran, democracy was overthrown. They installed a dictator because he nationalized the oil company. But sometimes it doesn't work. And then what they bring in after that, if that doesn't work, is the US military. It is a last resort, but that is, if things are getting out of control, we'll take you out by force. So Smedley Butler, I think, understood it very, very well. And in fact, interestingly, I spoke to John Kiriakou the other day, who spent time in prison. He used to be in the CIA from 1990 to 2004. And he blew the whistle on the torture program. Very important act. And he went to prison. He was sent to prison for 2.5 years. And I asked him about this Smedley Butler when I talked to him the other day, and he said, yeah, he was on the money. That's how it works. It's that these agencies are set up to enforce corporate control and also geopolitical control, but those two things are linked. You don't often get countries that are geopolitically independent of the United States, but allow the United States to run riot in their economy. Those two things are linked. And as I say, it's the most powerful empire in human history in terms of its military prowess and in terms of its presence. It has a military presence in 132 of the 190 UN member states. But yet it's an invisible empire, because you barely would know it existed if you read the mainstream media, which most people do, and the mass media. And Smedley Butler should be much more widely known about, because it's not often you get someone that senior who sees the light and understands the truth and actually reveals what's going on. But these characters are often buried by history.